Amine constitutes an important class of organic compounds derived by replacing one or more hydrogen atoms of ammonia by an alkyl or aryl group. Core subjects of organic chemistry, they can ask a question mainly based upon the reagents or with the catalyst which has been importantly used in preparation or in their chemical properties. Carbolamine or isocyanides are formed. This reaction is said to be what? Carbolamine reaction or isocyanide test. Hello my dear students, a warm welcome you all. Myself is Purnima, lecturer in Department of Chemistry at Vidhyaashram Pre-University College, Temple of Excellence, Mysuru. My dear students, we are going to start with a revision class for the Unit 13, the organic compounds which are containing nitrogen. Simply we can call this unit as amines also. Okay. So let us see what we are going to study in this unit. In this unit, we will learn about amines and their diazonium salts separately with their nomenclature, with their preparation, with their physical as well as the chemical property. Amine constitutes an important class of organic compounds derived by replacing one or more hydrogen atoms of ammonia by an alkyl or aryl group. So we know that ammonia we will write it as NH3. So if you replace one of the hydrogen with any of the alkyl or aryl group, which we call it as what? Amines. Amines are classified as primary amines, secondary amines as well as a tertiary amine depending upon one or two or the three hydrogen atoms of ammonia by replacing with alkyl groups. So I can write this structure like this. Okay. So if you replace all this hydrogen with any of the alkyl groups or the aryl groups, which we call it as what? Amines. Which we call it as what? Amines. Next. So from this unit, we can expect totally 7 marks. So directly we can expect one 5-mark question and one 2-mark question. But there is no 1-mark question directly which has been raised till now. But remember, the 2-mark question or the 5-mark question can be split into 2 plus 2 plus 1 or 2 plus 1 also. Okay. We'll see with the possible 1-mark question which can be asked in the 5-mark part or in the 2-mark part. So the questions will be goes like this. How is nitrobenzene is converted into aniline? So if you take the nitrobenzene, okay, if you do the reduction by using stannous with the HCl, okay, so then we can easily get the aniline. Next, name the reaction by which aniline is converted into a phenyl isocyanide. So this reaction which we call it as what? Carbolamine reaction, which we are going to discuss in the 3-mark part. Okay. So what is Insenberg reagent? Remember, in the core topics of the organic chemistry or in the core subjects of organic chemistry, they can ask a question mainly based upon the reagents or with the catalyst which has been importantly used in preparation or in their chemical properties. Okay. So what is Insenberg reagent? As we all know that Insenberg reagent, it is nothing but benzene sulfonyl chloride, which we call it as what? Insenberg reagent. Remember, Insenberg reagent can also be asked to write the structure. Okay. Next, what is diazotization? Diazotization means conversion of primary aromatic amine into diazonium salts. That we call it as what? Diazotization. Identify the reactant A in the following reaction. So here they have given A plus 2R into X and R4N plus and X minus. So we have to identify what is A now. Correct? So A is nothing but your secondary amine and it is nothing but R2NH. Okay? Because it's forming what? Diazonium salts. Next. We'll see with the 2-mark question, how does primary amine can react with benzene sulfonyl chloride and explain. Remember, this is the structure of Insenberg reagent. Benzene sulfonyl chloride is your Insenberg reagent. They can ask you what is Insenberg reagent or sometimes they can ask you to write the structure of Insenberg reagent also. Okay. That is why, so this reagent you must know with the structure along with the names. So primary amine can react with this benzene sulfonyl chloride and forms, in presence of very strong base, it forms N-ethyl benzene sulfonamide which is soluble in alkali. You can see that benzene sulfonyl chloride, when it is react with the primary amine. So I have taken ethane amine as an example for the primary amine, it forms N-alkyl benzyl sulfonyl chloride. It forms what? N-alkyl benzyl sulfonyl chloride, where this H and Cl can combine to form a HCl, and this sulfonyl to the sulfonyl group NH and C2H5 groups are attached and forms one N-alkyl benzene sulfonamides are formed. Remember, since the ethyl groups are attached, hence I have written N-ethyl benzene sulfonamide. Okay. Next, how do you convert nitrobenzene into aniline? Give an example. So this is a structure of nitrobenzene, NO2. Okay. If you treat with hydrogen in presence of palladium, okay, nitrobenzene are reduced into the aniline by adding an hydrogen in presence of palladium as a catalyst. This NO2 group will get reduced to form NH2. Okay, if the NH2 groups are directly attached to the benzene ring, which we call it as what? Aniline. Okay, we'll see with the 3-mark question now. How primary amine is prepared by Hofmann-bromamide degradation reaction. Give an example and write the reaction. Okay, so this is also so many times it has been asked in your pre-university level. You must know that how they have asked with a Hofmann-bromamide reaction, what to write with an example, or if they can give any of the reaction to name this reaction also, because it's a named reaction. Okay. So, the method of preparation of primary amine by treating with acid amide with a bromine in an aqueous or with an ethanoic solution of sodium hydroxide, which we call it as what? Hofmann-bromamide reaction. It is nothing but adding a bromine in presence of sodium hydroxide. Okay. So, here I have taken the primary amine, or any of the example you can take. Simply I have written the general reaction here. So, we will write the primary amine as RCONH2. So, to this, if you add the bromine in presence of sodium hydroxide, what will happen? This CONH2 group, this CO can combines with the NaO and forms what? Na2CO3, and similarly this Na can also combines with the Br and forms a NaBr, and remaining water can be eliminated. And remember, this R with the NH2, which we call it as what? Primary amine. Okay. Next, ethanamide we have taken. Again, if it is treated with the bromine with the sodium hydroxide, what will happen? The CO group can combines with the sodium and forms a sodium carbonate. And remember, the sodium can also react with the bromine to form a sodium bromide, and water can be eliminated. And lastly, we have CH3 with NH2, which we call it as what? Methanamine. Last reaction. Explain carbolamine reaction. When aliphatic or aromatic primary amines are heated with chloroform and ethanoic potassium hydroxide, carbolamine or isocyanates are formed. This reaction is said to be what? Carbolamine reaction or isocyanate test. This test will be mainly used to test for the primary amine, because primary amines gives a unpleasant odor. So you can see with the reaction now with the general equation RNH2, where one hydrogen I have substituted with the alkyl group, which is a primary amine. When we treat with the chloroform in presence of very strong base, what will happen? This potassium can combines with the Cl and forms a KCl, and remaining water can be eliminated. And what is remaining now? This R and N and C is remaining if the water molecule can also be eliminated. Correct? So this is known as what? Isocyanide, which we call it as carbolamine. Okay, which is known as what? Isocyanide. You can take with a specific example by replacing R with a CH3. I have taken methanamine, which has been treated with a chloroform and a KOH. Remember, this K can combines with the Cl and forms a KCl, and this H and O can released as H2O. Then what is remaining? CH3 with the C that we called CH3 with the N and C, which we called as what? Methyl isocyanide. This is all about the amines unit or the organic compounds which are containing nitrogen. It is the simplest unit and you can expand Uffman-Bromomide reaction as many times has been asked, and also with the carbalamine reaction with the general 2-mark question as I have discussed now. So hope you all understood with this unit. I'll come back with the one more unit. Till that, take care and be safe. Thank you.